Hey everyone, welcome back. Well, today I've got another radio. This one's actually in for repair. It's an Astor GJ model, 1947 or 48 to 49, and seen better days, of course. But the case is in excellent condition. It's just dull and faded, and knobs are really cool. Things seem to work. Yep, that's all good. Now let's have a look at the back. And someone's been at it before, because that's not the original power cord, that's for sure. So, but it looks in pretty good condition, so I can use that. Now, what have we got? What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4 valve and cap can there. And that's got, it's got 3 caps in it. What is that? 2 16s and what's that? A 25 microfarad at 40 volts. And the 16s are at 525 volts. So that will just leave that in place. And I don't know if it's been restored in any way. But the problem with it, I've been told, it's motorboating, so it's going put, 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 bub, 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 bub. And I have had one other radio early on with that problem, and that tended to, and I sorted that out, it was an IF can. And, well, that one's wonky as, so it could be shorting out or at bad earth, I don't know. But anyway, we'll get it out of the case and have a look inside and see what we're up against. So I'll just get this out and then we'll look. Okay, so the holding screws are out and the knobs, they were difficult to pry off, but got there. Now, is there anything else holding it in? No, just here we go, coming out. And just put on my lap, get rid of that case. And here we go. What have we got? Whew. An unmolested radio. That's really cool. Somebody has put in a new power cord and looks like that's all they've done to it. So there's a choke and okay, yeah, where's that cap can? Right there. No, look, it does look all original to me. So I know it's working, so I'm just thinking we can power it up slowly and see what the issue is and see if it does put along. Other than that, I'll probably end up restoring this. I'll ask the owner if that's what they want done, but certainly, yeah, I wouldn't be leaving this as it is and using it, so that's for sure. Not with these old caps in there. So anyway, I'll set myself up. Okay, it just occurred to me, before we proceed with power, I thought I'd check out the IF cans. I believe, if my memory is correct, if it is motorboating, it's generally within the IF part of the circuit, so either one or both IF cans. So we'll just buzz these out and see. Okay, nothing there. Nothing there. Maybe top. No. Oh yeah. Got a signal on the top ones. No, you probably can't see much, but I am probing them. Nothing there, so half alive. No. oh, you can't see. I'm just down below here. Pardon me. Got to keep checking that screen. So let's have a look. Nothing. 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 Dead as a doornail? Maybe. Maybe. Luckily I have spares of that size, so be able to replace them if needs be. Okay, just getting rid of that. I'll tell you what, this is wonky. And I'll bring the camera back. Okay, let's give it a bit of a power. So we're on. That's 50 volts. Dial globes are starting to light up. 80 volts. 90. So let's bring it up to 120, 130. Current limit is very, very quiet. That's good. Okay, 150, 180 volts, 200. Getting some sound out of it. 220, 230 volts. So I'm just moving the volume knob. Let's go through the stations. Absolutely nothing. Okay, got nothing. But the speaker's working. Okay. Turn that off. So I'm going to check the actually check the valves. Now it's early morning here, so I have to close those curtains or the drapes and see if the valves are all lighting up. Okay, let's power it up. Rectifier's on. 6V6 is on the what is it? The IF amplifier valve. Whoa! Heard a crackle. Of course, I can't tell with the detector valve. So what is that? 6A8. I reckon we can put in a just replace that with a glass one. I'm sure I've got one there. I'll do that. Why not? Ah, found one. So out you go. 688. And put the cap on, and let's have a look. Lights off. Power. I guess I'm just taking the easy route first. Just check to make sure that the valves are working, and detectors are working. Something's trying to work. Hear the occasional pop coming out of it or crackle. Nope. Nothing. No interference, no static, no nothing. So I'm going to swap the cans. So given what I was told, I mean, it's not motivating at all, but nothing's getting through. Now this is where I wish I had a signal tracer, and I've got to make one. At least it'd be nice to see if there is any signal coming through, at least to the detector valve, I guess. Yeah, get something. But alright, I've got a couple of cans, and they do buzz out, so they work well. Well, they work anyway. And yeah, okay, so I'll start off with, I don't know, that one, because it just looks dodgy to me. So I'll get onto that and show you what I'm going to do. Before I got onto the caps, the IF trannies, I thought I'd look at the cap can. And as I said, it's got two 16s and a 25 microfarad of 40. Now, there are the three terminals here, 2 and 3. The case of the can is earthed to the chassis. So only two terminals are being used. And I went and looked at the schematic. I just downloaded that. And definitely that is 16 because it's running into the choke. Here's the other 16 there, and that is also running into the choke. So that's fine, both positives run in and choke does its business. Now that leaves that one as 25 microfarad. Now according to the schematic there are two of them. One's connected to the 6v6 and the other one's connected to this one here. And at the moment, for the life of me, I cannot see the other 25 microfarad electrolytic. And I'm sure I will see it eventually, if it's there. But this radio has been worked on by somebody else, because let's face it, they put in a new electro, 16 microfarad there, rather than using the can. Also the wire coming out of the tranny, IF tranny to the detector valve has been replaced. So yep, someone has been at it. I'm not sure if these blue caps are replacements or not, but everything else seems okay. So what I'm going to do for safety's sake is I'm going to change the 16s, and I'm going to leave that the 25 microfarad, because it's only at 40 volts anyway, and I can change it at any other time. The other thing that confused me, I did a continuity test. I'm sure you can hear that. And just against the chassis, make sure that there is no dead short, and that would have shown up on the current limiter anyway. So for the 16s, we're fine. We go to the 25, and we do get a short, and that's going to earth. But according to the schematic, the 25 does terminate on earth, whereas at pin 8. And I must look up and see what pin 8 is on the 6v6. So, just bear with me for just a second. It won't take long to find it. I should really remember all this stuff, but yeah, I just find it easier. I will one day. 6v6, pin 8 is the cathode. Yeah, should that be earth? I really don't know. I really don't know. I personally would have wired it up differently, because I would have put a the 25 microfarad on pin 8, the positive anyway, and the negative terminated to the chassis. So I'll probably end up doing it that way. Yes, I'll change that too. Probably the best thing to do. So just stick with the schematic and do it correctly. Although it's again, yeah. What do I say here? Lack of knowledge and all that sort of. I'm sort of half guessing, but that wiring is definitely original. But again, I would have done it just a little bit differently. Anyway, I'm going to get a couple of 16s and we'll just swap these out. I'll feel a lot safer anyway. Before I go any further, I just thought I'd refer back to the schematic just to show you what I'm going to do. So here's our 16 microfarads, and the positive just runs into the choke, both into the choke, and the negative of the electrodes both earthed. So that's straightforward. So here's our first 25 microfarad at 40 volts, grid bypass, I guess, whatever they're called. And we can see it coming off the cathode. This is 300 ohm, passes through a 300 ohm, goes to the chassis, and of course off the same wire we've got a 25 going to earth. Now that would insulate the cathode from the earth. That's what they tend to do. But in the case of the radio, that's not happening. And we go to our second valve, and pin 8 again, the cathode, and we've got a resistor coming off, and there is our second 25 microfarad cap going straight to the chassis as well. So let's go back upstairs and I'll just show you what that this one here, what's there. Okay, just a second. Okay, here we are, back again. So here's our IF amplifier valve, and there's pin 8 right there, the cathode. And of course it's not a 25 microfarad electrolytic, it's just a 0.056 paper, whatever. But let's try and buzz out the cathode to the earth, and there isn't a direct connection. Yet I wouldn't have thought that the same should be possible. It should be the same for the 6v6. I think you can see it there. So I'll just find pin 8 right there, and of course, as you saw before, earlier, come on, it's supposed to buzz out, and it's not, and it was earlier. What's going on? Yep, my thing's okay. No, I don't know. Jeez. You all saw it. You all saw it. Oh, sorry, you can't see my hands. You all saw it. It was buzzing out. Not now. Okay. Well, anyway, I've got the replacements, and I'm going to tap into pin 8, and then I will, on the positive, and earth it to the chassis there. So it's massive bloody wires there, and I'll make sure that 300 ohm is tapped into this, and of course the that paper cap up there, well, we're going to change that as well and follow the schematic. So I'm going to do that, and yeah, it won't be much to see because my hands are going to be in the way, of course. And when I've done that, we'll come back and we'll power it up, and hopefully it doesn't smoke up on me. Oh, dearie me. Right, they're all done. Caps are in, and there's the other 25 microfarad where it should be, off the cathode to the chassis. Let's give it some power and see what happens. So we're up to 130 volts. Just leave it there for a bit, won't shock the new caps. Current limiter's not doing anything, that's great. So far no smoke. 180 volts, 200 volts. Bring it up to 235, that'll do. I've attached the aerial. Ooh! I'm hearing a bit of static. Oh yeah, hear that? Woo. I reckon that IF can is rooted. That's sort of the station. Yeah, getting something in. Cool. Cool. Okay, looks like I did all my wiring correctly. Thank God for that. That's the most components I've ever changed in one go without having the radio work. So yeah, give myself a pat on the back for that. Super. Oh, my phone's beeping. Anyway, what I'm going to do, I am going to change that IF can out. Simply because when I'm touching it, I'm getting that funny sort of oscillation. So, and look, it's pretty straightforward. If you haven't dealt with IF cans before, simply what I've learned, there's two capacitors inside of it. And two of those terminals should be connected to each other, should buzz out. As to whether it's that one and that one, or that one and that one, again, we just use your multimeter on continuity to test. And as I think, here's a spare one that I'm going to replace it with, and I'll see if I can do this on camera. So I'll just pick that terminal there, mucking around here, so they should buzz out. I think you can hear it. It's certainly buzzing out. So, and that one too. So that's the orientation I'm going to follow. Exactly the same as what's in there. So I've only got 4 wires. I'll just I'll colour code them anyway, and put it in there, replace it, and see what happens. So cool. Back soon. So this is what I do. This is my colour coding. I mean, whatever colours. I've just grabbed some different colour nail polishes. So red, orange, green, and yellow on the actual wires. And my replacement, I've done it the same way. Ooh, where is? So red, orange, green, yellow. So that's straightforward. I can now just cut those, take those off, and solder these in. And in fact, I might just jumper them in first to begin with, and see what difference it makes there. Okay, I've snipped off all the wires, and I've jumped them into that little can down there, as you can see, right there. So I'm hoping it works. Anyway, let's just reposition the camera again. Let's give it a test and power it up. Turn the unit on and bring her up to full power. Well, can't see it's going to be any worse than the old can. Now I should plug the aero in too. Let's see, heard a crackle come from it. Zilch, zippo, nothing. Well, that's a buyer. Okay, I'll recheck my jumpers. Who knows what I've done wrong. Okay, where am I? So, I'm thinking all sorts of things at the moment. Maybe, as I was told, I may have been misled by being told it was motorboating. And it's clearly not doing that. But we're not getting a proper signal coming through. But I have made a discovery. Now, I've soldered the wires back onto the original IF can, and I've omitted the wire that goes to the volume pot. And I'll show you what happens. So I'm going to power it up. Now clearly the volume pot's not going to work because there's no signal going into it. Radio's working.
at Melbourne University, which at the time was kind of the most difficult creative degree to go into. And some of my colleagues,
I can't turn it down, but
that course,
that's a real strong, clear signal.
NIDA and WAPA, but I got halfway through my degree and I realised...
I'll just go off station, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump her in the wire, and the signal should disappear. And it's gone. The volume pot's working, but we're back to that awful noise. So, I'll turn that off. So, interesting. This is brand new to me. I don't know, just attaching that volume wire, or is it the volume wire, or is it the earth? No, it's I think it's an earth. Hold on. Sorry, I'll get the camera out there. And where are we? Just continuity. No, it's not earth. So that's all right then. And that should be, pretty sure, come on, where are you at? Oh, there you are. Yeah, okay, that's the input of the volume pot, sure. Alright, I'm going to have a think about it. And actually, first thing I might do is put that back, and I might change the second valve. I'll just try and eliminate all the sort of easy stuff first, and see if that makes a difference. So I'll go source valve. Okay, so another 6B8 in there, and give it some power. See what happens. Well, at least the radio's working, so just got to find this issue, whether it is the IF cans or... That certainly it is motivating. Okay. Cool. It's got to be the IF cans, I'm sure. I might go just check up on motorboating first, and just make sure I'm on the right track and I'm not getting my memory of the things I read about it wrong. And yeah, got to be on the straight and narrow with this one. And I'll be back soon. I had a quick read on motorboating. There was a thread on it, some guy, newbie, into it, and anyway, there were a number of suggestions by some very wise heads, I believe, from the way they were talking. One thing that caught my attention was the fellow answering the question said, check your valve cans and make sure that they're earthed correctly. And the funny thing is, somebody said, yeah, look, I had a valve can that certainly wasn't the original. Now, and he said, I earthed it, made sure it was earthed, and it's done. We're going to run the test here. I've scraped it away, and I'm going to make sure, and it's earthed down there. And I'm going to just double check again. The can is earthed. Yep. Alright, let's see if this fixes it. I love it too. Okay, power up. Certainly going to be a lot easier than changing those IF cans. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Where's my volume? Oh yeah, I'll put the original detector valve in there.
Oh, whoa! A fine dancing form at 4 o'clock. You just jumped out of your seat there. Of course, you are broadcasting from Shepparton today. I'm
super.
In Melbourne, but we are taking you to Yakandanda today.
Let's check.
Live there.
Signal disappears.
What can other communities learn from Yak and
That's the
Danta?
issue.
Maybe they're thinking about starting a cooperative. Maybe
I've
there's something for sale
never come
in
across
that
it before,
town,
but
and
then
they're
again,
concerned.
haven't been at
Maybe
this
they're
for too
thinking
long.
about creating their own battery power.
So, what other stations can we get?
Staff are just getting pushed and pulled from site to site.
Oh, super.
You got to call us 13.
No motorboating, no nothing. You beauty, you beauty. Ah, well, that'll do, that'll do. It's working like a dream. Hey, you saw it here first. Wow. Amazing, amazing. I'm going to get rid of that can for a start, and I'm going to put in a proper can, a goat can, and I think, or maybe not. Or maybe I'll just, anyway, I'll see what if the other can will fit, but I doubt it. Because it's meant for those, voluptuous shaped valves, as I call them. Anyway, it's working, that's good. In fact, I might just leave it like that for a while and get around to recapping it and get all those old leaky caps out of it. Hey, success, guys. Whoa, something I thought was going to be very difficult. Had me thinking, but we got there. The other thing I did read too, there's so much to do with motorboating, and there was also a comment about the oscillator coil, and that could be a bit funny. So yeah, it's just something. This is only the second time I've come across it, and as I said, the first time I fixed it by changing the second dive can, and that resolved the problem. But this time it was simply the valve can not being earthed. Super duper stuff. Live and learn. I love this. Well, I'm going along nicely. I'm just taking my time. I've changed a number of caps. Now, if I take it back, remember when I said that this little thing was a replacement for the 25 microfarad? Well, it wasn't. Got all confused. The 25 microfarad is right there, the missing one. It's a cap can. And it was still in circuit. I've subsequently just cut that out. And this little poly, it says 0.056. The schematic says 0.05, so I guess at the factory that's the closest they had. And of course I don't have 0.05s. I've got 0.47, so I've put it in there. It's all correct according to the schematic. So, hey, testing time again. Let's see how this goes. Well, one of the dial globes is blown. Oh, dearie, dearie me. Come on.
No, I'll tell you, Pat Cummins, he hasn't been
nice.
for very long, but he's worked out that it's...
Funny, it's sort of, you hear that little click and then it just comes straight on. So, I don't know if that's a valve or not. Oh yeah, by the way, I did change a couple of resistors. I think that the grid resistor or whatever up here on the detector valve, that was way over. It was 10k over spec. So should have only been 50, not 60. But it hasn't really affected the reception at all. Anyway, I'll progress through and change all those caps. Not many to go. And then we'll check the resistors. Here's just something else I found. Remember, it was powering up and warming up, and you'd hear that click, and the signal would just come straight through. There was no warming up, low volume building up. Well, it seems it was that cap there, which is a 0.018. Strange value. So, I've just got a 0.022 in there. And just show you. I just ran a test just about 15 seconds ago. As I always do, change test.
Which is pretty much every single one of them.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
there we go.
We've got the wonderful...
Now it it comes on as it should, low volume building up slowly. That's nice, rather than a sharp click and it's there. So that was that cap. And what part of the circuit's on? Well, it's part of the second IF can, and it leads down to the one of the pins on the 6V6. So, okay, that cap was routed. And I'll just continue. Well, it's all finished. So, there weren't many resistors to replace. I'll just sort of pan up. You can see up there around the detector. A couple of 60Ks that were way out of tolerance. And, yeah, well, another one down there too. So, but anyway, she's working really, really well.
I've got 2 small children, and one of my other daughters...
Great sounding radio, late 40s. Jeez. Deep responsive sound. See if I can pick up any... Bit of Greek music. So, that's it. That's done, and I think the owner will be very happy with it. So, just to recap, sorry, pardon the pun. So as a recall, we were getting nothing out of it. When I was told motivating, and yeah, we got a little bit of motivating towards the end. Changed the filter caps, and at least we got some sound out of it. And of course, the main issue was that valve can not being earthed. Now, let me get this around here. I'll just show you what I did. There's a rivet hole holding the valve socket in, and I just grabbed some bare wire and twisted it around, thickened it up a bit, whacked it in there, soldered it in, and that's now touching the inside of the valve can. So it's earthed. It works well. What else was there? Oh, all the original valves, they're fine. I've put them all back in. And of course, I remember being totally confused with that 25 microfarad, the missing one that I couldn't find. It didn't occur to me it's a can, but you know, I got there and found that, fixed it all up, and put that 0.05 capacitor back in its place there, which I believe is just for filtering some frequencies off to the chassis. And yep, there's your 25 microfarad right there. So that's all working well. Well, guys, an easy one. Probably about the second job I've done for somebody. And this should last for, well, I'm hoping for years. Years and years and years. Anyway, I think I'll have another job coming up soon. So it'll be a radio, of course. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got something out of the start. To me, getting them to work is the fun part, and then just, you know, changing all the components that are out of spec. Yeah, that's just work. But anyway, I'll be back soon. Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching. Catch ya. Bye.